Okay, someone here de.
Enti me so ani ebo me. Me so ani ebo me. Pa na me pe kasa. Sa
na me twen so beka house.
Oh, me nti house. Me ti eve gandangbe ga a little bit of kusar. Because me adwuma ho kaka. Ene me am kro mu fantie no.
Na wo come here de.
Me das. KOD akwaba.
Now what to say? Why we need a some kito?
Oh, me say I me fi so pon no. Yeah. I him connection.
Okay, Matthias.
Say ho ye dey. Ano pe ma me the pass wa be pie ha. If we say e ba no ensentro dwuma entire shani ne pam ene say e di kire wi ase nyina fashion. Ene empo amanyosom kakra bi ani ne keka ka ho bebre business wo ho bebre na mpese me busa wo say baby a wo yi say wo hwe baby a wo free ba ni baby a wa bedura eti say
me kai me nkoda brim na say me hwe me nchi a let me say baby a me won san ka me ma meti ase an ko beka say ya na na ese say ko
sir
yeah no kasa if you say me nkoda brim let me say the first time I appeared on TV I must have been around 7 years and 8. Na my papa down for be or GBC. And sana children's home. Not sure be your no ma be a friend or
Mr. My young from Swobi.
Yeah.
Mr. Pa Fatami.
Touch on.
Na minim se menen na wa but menyina edi.
Oh.
That's why mama no cry from. The excitement of having KOD here.
Oh, I'm okay.
Okay, tia for me am here. Bema ba ko pa metani ni di juma ha June. Ewa June, good morning.
Morning.
Facha me wate.
Oh, yeah, sure. Me na me try my J bisa the questions.
June facha me sa to da sa na ba no. Wonya wo kasi ana ho pre. Ano pesa ho ye di. Facha unia ba sa na. All right, mpacho to aso.
Inti we were part of a friend Emilia Cromwell Adama. No GBC back in the early 80s. Inti first time I me call GBC me share the cost for no. I'm catching music. I'm a person who is a juma baby. So I'm no crana mentias and me an artist, me draw. I've always loved music from in KOD brain. You know, me born training, me ding to throw a bisi on my ball, my broom sa. But I was a bit confused then, so cause now me pesoja niema. Into me KOD brain, na me share me soja tare dada. You know, and now, my papa is director of prison, so Rawlings time. Yet the same neighborhood into a soldier for police officers in paying for, you know, certainly and from ministers, me from secretaries of state, be brainy. Me who sat near man around me. That's what I saw growing up. And I feel me often so no ye juma wa buying PV or being a wing and a baby call. The only side, and I mean, him say no, dear men count, say be a doctor, and I say professor, and I be there, be no, dear, then count be. And see, a bar creative in near me, a 360 creative, maybe a poetry, maybe a music, because Osha, over the years, from 1999, be a part of the music industry for many years. At a point, like the longest serving member or Ghana Music Awards board and also since 99 almost 30 years, you know, by 2001 Euphoria Ponsa, Kofi B, Wuta, Pryor, Tiny, Easy, Nana Kwame, Kasabi, you know, he wants to get back in the music industry and he's like, okay, let's do this together. I say, okay, you get one last album, you know. I always knew about creative in Niama. First time I started age my full time on radio, so I made 18 years. You know, by age 16, I'm a copywriter. I want advertising agency after secondary school. In the time I now for 4 years secondary school or more call university. No, I started age that. Much later, and sana, me call university. I my degree. I have a master's.
Okay.
Yeah.
June.
I'm happy say you're senior.
Yeah.
You know, from afar on say one PV way and then we try do a Facebook say I saw it on your page rather.
Oh yeah.
Say one mudi kind of yeah we should learn because I went through and I make who the choice. Yeah. And I met you and I know me team so ba. the way show idea no like he's talking to the youth now do you get it until we share any generation about how you started it me too they say how you doing it me mama so as you see and kono so any surprise because me so say they am person me yeah tell me crime inti
I know
I know how it's but we share a generation when it comes to the journalism we are doing now how do you see it are we doing well and I say yeah chia
can you know na yen share that also to say the TSCC it was just a few people time private broadcasting started here and for most of us yes serve your mobile before us and they can service now yes our be juma nkwa o ko ni fie ko to entire man o ko ni issue a proper service and kasa you know and about more me level no Abeku Santana Bulare Sefakai you know Dorin and we always
take it your senior
no senior na omoni serve you because omo no mba before you nti serve you mo pa serve you pa and you know on betro ejumano and then eventually you become everything that God wants you to become and it's important say so those who are coming after us no betro but then the dynamics have changed a bit because can you know as I started from day one as I see how to me started from university cry uncle a friend saying class 1 meaning it's social media yes. You know to reach me at them based on what they post on social media now or to me that social media I'm for an influencer and as a star in your time no name there was no social media until now you're star not just all your star but you had to do it the organic way either say concerts be across the country in our name and I say we are very instrumental event space now and I say but say we shall corner be na all of a sudden you had to be a podcast you know it wasn't like that which is good because then you are not only in the Ghanaian ecosystem you know you have a broader viewership and audience across the world but there's one thing once you get to that level and say a coach you now join say oh you know I'm all that there are people who came before you actually being in a who ebia anyomtophobia and asem sinitraphobia o menyi o mako ahomegym yeah show more you know life and I say oh Charlie and Shedankoi they also were at their peak at a certain point you know I mean they be as a super OD and also for Dazia I smile at time and some you know they are the ones who entertained us and no one knows who we are and they were real stars you know real huge stars in actual fact their contribution to Ghana as we are as a country we can never take them out of where we are as a country imagine Ghana ABA in the 70s 80s 90s without Obra and also for Dazi and showcase in Ghana showcase in Dagmani showcase in Neve you know they held us together into the creative industry there
tell the why normal p would have swara normal p responsibilities dozen but to me jago ni nyina but one thing for me and it's you still stay grounded what's your secret
I found coffee brain you know over the years and yet sorry I'm a bit you know KOD, you know coffee brain men kind from secondary school days Tembia make up vacation bia na me ton cassettes any CDs emata de lumba you know so time no shop your kind she opposite MTU na area a ton cassettes ni CDs na area daily sales on near Koyama Despite because Despite now they handling distribution man by maybe 16 years now maybe secondary school by 16 years maybe na KKD or advertising company if any KDS I will opposite Accra Girls Secondary School na me a copywriter
Choice FM
Choice FM tonight Sunshine Radio na better than Choice FM 102.3 102.3 you know Sunshine Radio 1996 and so never better than Choice FM make a team now establish Sunshine and I'm a free Hodom called Radio Gold 1997. You know, and I spend the time with Obi to say Charles Amoa in his studio, just listening to him. You know, he had this his zeal for music. And they said you're producing music, and he blew my mind. And I always saw him as someone who was beyond Ghana. Still, I still feel that same way. You know, yeah. I mean, so in your productions now, quality now compared to any recently released tracks. Actually, the guy is still ahead. And I learned through people like him. You know, me call Radio Gold, my boss, Bafo Bonnie of Farm, to send it back. Now me I made 18 years. You know, Sefa Kaimo had started like a year.
Fifi Bansen.
Yeah, Fifi Bansen, BB Mensen, Mickey. You know, Mickey will join a year later. But these were like, you know, the foundation guys.
Wow.
And but they made sure I always did the right thing.
Wow.
You know, ain't it? I also understand.
They made sure you always did the right thing, and you were ready to follow.
Oh yeah, of course. No, because they were the pace setters. I mean, Sefa Kain at that stage had already done TV, already done things we do for love. He was a very prominent face of Ghana film industry, you know. And they held my hand quite well. And I also know what it means to look out for other people.
Yeah.
It would be Uncle Fubi say, how do you do it? So you're a new artist, and so you'll be a watch your system. You show up for everyone. I mean, I cut across from a president to a new artist. I was underground, and I saw a president, and I say commander of Ghana Army, and I say IGP Obia Yeminipa. You know, and I saw you're intentional with those things. Networking they own here. Yeah, networking is so important. And to say we are maybe or TV so and as a radio, so now decide to say, oh, me point you make coffee there. You need to, because the truth is, you won't become a millionaire because you sit on TV or radio. It won't happen. Yeah, companies need to mean to you know, and I want to mean to say they but your mind platform, no. Up to you, whatever you want. What on? It's your platform, no. Yeah. You know, what on? Up to you.
And to Patrick say, Usubai, and it's any, I will see ya what dear no. And fear be I will find one sem no ma usia yet. Near wow ma who quine my church and then I do what they do. I say, all right,
and most important thing I hope I say. Yeah. Like it's the most important thing.
And go for baby who watch you almost say for lack of a better word, we are home as well. I spoke to one or two more industry and one thing went through. He's really humble. He's really humble. He listens. He's, you know,
say or if you stage or perform and I say host event. You know, the energy is different from the real you.
Yes.
Everyone knows that Michael Jackson was such a shy person. But Michael Jackson in that stage, so I was a totally different personality. And maybe Kuta Mike Bibiasa. You know, but and so I know define the real you. Come on. Yeah. And so I know define.
But I think the young generation there, the senior. Almost more.
Yeah.
It's difficult.
No, but you know, there's something about service. So once more, be on some more. Yeah. Because wherever you are today, you won't remain there for the rest of your life. You know, you won't remain there for the rest of your life.
Okay. Yeah. Your works are different. Or baby MC.
Yeah.
And now, those times it's a Ghana comedy now. I was friend, but now pick it. But now MC is a big thing.
It's a big deal.
At first, I don't know. What's your current generation? You some of young MCs now. How do you see them? Are they doing well? And
I mean, there are few people doing very well, exceptionally well, and they decided, say, I don't know, person and that's their chosen field. Into they're learning on the job. They are learning from what happens globally and doing the right thing. You know, actually, we have some really good MCs around, and woman swap. only use it a popularity in the fame kakro social media and you know and share them quiet but and also can be they do a trouble now
we are saying what several on the VGMA board for so now you are not part of them.
There be the last 2 years I haven't.
You have not been. Any reason? And I said,
not really. In actual fact, one after I retire, they decide when to invite you.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And yet obligatory said because we're industry limited. You'll be there or Debbie. But then I also realized that one of the things I told Yola chairman Charterhouse, I said, as the music industry evolve, we should involve some of the young people because I don't follow music like I did before. But I don't follow it like I did before. Time almost started some days trap and man and say funny
almost differently.
Yes,
now you say for some of us old school for say I say Oko studio and our Kabibia. And it's and you Ghana globally.
Yes.
Recorded I called you. You saw me. I came here. We having fun. We on your TV. Then you me. Yes. Meanwhile, back then, you better the beats the mouth, that mallet the mouth beats, no one could fear verse. Verses, no the bar. And quite a catcher, they had my say, see a BBS.
I don't tell them cassette see and it's a bedroom, baby. No, you're not free.
I know. And see, that is the reason the last time I released any album was in 2008. Kotosa. That was my retirement album. It's in First of all, baby and young business in economy and share anti here.
Okay.
Say my studio, my recorded album. Yeah, singles. My recorded album, maybe about 12 songs. Only a P to say be only Zappa, only Roro, only Big Morris, Babyface, I be like the best guys around because album no quality, any diversity. Now we say what they call to social media and call for one downloading it free man. Hey, sister. Meanwhile, Canino, who we are, Ubenya call a free Big Ben and then a year and I say you name it. On before cash say, oh yeah, who say what be before 20 Fabra NT. It's here we are, Yen Fambra and a Sikema, you can say be a more 500,000 Ghana cedis. Near friend of front money, upfront money at the amount, and sign up on best started distribution the crowd.
That is any more the years.
More there.
Okay.
And we sold units and because our stream, it's a tongue. CDs back, 100,000 into second year based on individual sales. No?
Yeah.
As a scale, like the way I
think the musicians make more money from shows, not the sale of music.
Okay.
I mean, some people do from online, but you have to be at a certain level.
Okay.
Because between your hit song or Ghana, Obia the Sababy or Bekobiani or just but in terms of Sika Pan, so when you're free, sell Mudia because we are not selling units like we did before.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk fashion.
Okay.
Rhythm on the Runway.
Yeah.
2007.
I know.
And I'm here.
Maybe I started 2010.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe when I was doing my research, I've read him on the runway. It said the performer from 2007. Okay, so that's what I found out.
Me Baba no di 1 year. And me Ophelia fashion designer.
Okay.
Inti odi 1 year no. Na akora, the mama no a fashion designer or pam tade man. They decided to say, why don't we have a line for KOD? Inti establishing KOD clothing brand. In the first show, 2009, our old Twist nightclub. In the me Fred Dark or Apefa or TV3 Kwabena Ifia. That's the very first show.
2010.
Yeah, 2010.
Wow.
We did 1 year.
Okay.
It's not me calculating. And I'm Kai. And he started a very humble beginning. I mean, KOD, Jocelyn Dumamba, Fred Dakumba, you're not from back. They were the ones on the runway. You and your call Citizen Coffee. Yeah, 2 editions or Honum. Nothing call for. I show interest. and you call Golden Tulip. So that time when you launched 1957, made me clothing brand, no. I was Golden Tulip, yeah, 2 years or honor. And in Sioke CB toy, Pana Manifesto stage performing, everything came down. And we went off for 2 years. You signed back, no, and you call State Banquet Hall. And yeah, 2 shows of honor, you call Osu Castle for the Year of Return edition.
Yeah.
And we've been around, and this is how far we've come. I mean, so see, at BBC, they described Rhythms on the Runway as the biggest cultural expose in Africa. Yeah, because say, my friend, I feel in Swamba. We've had coverages on CNN, on Deutsche Welle, and that's been the idea. It's gone beyond Sa, Ebusian, Ijumana started, and through to a Ghanaian event, to like it's an event that affects not just Africa, but the African diaspora. Into to some models or mobile musicians, Eba show, and so it's gone beyond Ghana. Over the years, different models, fashion designers, musicians, have been part of the show. And
apart from Nesi, Muko of Na Manifest perform Thunderstorm. Ever had joining idea, you say that was a big challenge. Apart from that, if you could take us through some of the biggest challenges.
The challenges have always been that of finance in the area of creatives. And for baby, I say, I don't need to do a trade. To say the other Nigerians, no finance. I don't know film industry need to do a trade. To say South Africans, the Nigerians, finance. I then shows be brainy Chrome Hanum to say they're canning on that. Every month be a BB because of finance. In actual fact, some musicians organize your shows. I don't know how they do it. Because it's very difficult to attract sponsorship from corporate Ghana, and there's no country in the world that a government and make it the creative industry. It's more of some government partnership with private investors, any private investors. And see, it's an area that we're all struggling. If you ask me, maybe I said 1957, Rhythms on the Runway economy. It's endless. We can do so much with it, but the financial element, your goodwill in the industry is what will sail you through. You're not making about connections, networking. Yes. It's all free, actually, showing that back to this year. I feel company in your man but. Maybe I'm giving you 100,000, but I'm 50,000 is a fire. And I say, even within the industry, Charlie, this year we do the show. Come now, say, Kofi, that's it. I feel it's your best. Wow. Now when you call, now she say, Kofi, and that's how it goes. I don't know so almost stage. So now for us as creatives, we have to be intentional to win together. Say industry, beyond the corporate entity in Shadam Wire. We have to be intentional to win together. Now for a venue, to say Grand Arena, it's a huge place. So behind him, it costs a lot of money to get it done. But based on relationships, when you discounts, you still do a good show and
I did my conversation with Sansana Juna Bemuno. In 1957, I mean, obviously, it's big for Ghana. Why did you settle on that name?
I grew up. It was just love for Ghana. That's all I knew. I think because of where I found myself, Nambi Papa Ejuma, our security services name. I loved seeing soldiers march. I loved the Ghana flag, the anthem, everything Ghana. And after getting to, growing up and reading more about Kwame Nkrumah, I realized that his dream was not just for freedom for country, beside Ghana and liberation and independence. It was actually freedom for the entire black race. I thought, say, baby, a bit to me a pager, fadia, baby, I'll be do Riasibia, no so bodina, a bit connected to Ghana. I decided to go for 1957, and the BBC describes 1957 as a conversation starter. Your Ghana Nibio age more BBC. I could see upon share 1957 near my pa, especially T-shirts. No, say baby, it's a conversation starter.
A compliment or two.
Oh yeah, of course. 1957. What is 1957? starts a conversation.
Okay. And I think say Abua 1950. So the name alone, people can say about branding, how you brand yourself, because you feel like KOD fashion because you are KOD.
But this time maybe make us your Canadian cry started in 1957 by KOD. Son in your friend. I say I didn't know being shot at friend KOD.
Yeah.
Because of what? But then it was like that because there was a blueprint. Who say the clothing brand also there was an idea behind it. Michelle be to say Jay-Z Eddie Nidia Winya or Nyum Tom establish a clothing brand a friend Rockaway. Yemi Winya Semnan saying PDD. Eddie Nidin Sean Combs. Eddie Sean John. Into Nidino or the established clothing brand. And Kaneno semi hosted via Miss Malaika, Miss Ghana Music Awards. Most of the event hosts no. Omoko designers homa omoko jentire for sure. But me juma with TV so that I because say oh Kofi Kohanu mko they always fell on me say one gasa di ontire beba. And I thought say okay then it means people have a certain respect for me in terms of
fashion sense.
My fashion sense. So why don't I create a business out of it? Wow. And then by God's grace I was married to someone who understands that industry very well. I sketch myself, may sketch it. But it comes to putting the clothes together and finishing, getting it right. Ophelia Crossland should take care of the fine details for me. You know, that's what saw the birth of
so
clothing
this time around, Basu.
I feel the TV Susi I believe was Osu Castle. Osu Castle. Now, called back to Grand Arena. Accra International Conference Center for Afi rhythms on the runway and where your suka so make sure you are there with you called Grand Arena Accra International Conference Center. I know you're a bigger venue. I think it has a capacity of about 3,500 people. It's huge and musicians built to perform this year. I mean, person me show be acting much sure.
Idea back when show no a dance so no is the fusion of culture, music
and fashion.
This year so Musa.
Musa. Inti we say je model pan out here. Me who na say Brian 7 in the year photo shoot and personality like runway personality.
Yeah. So I
what shot at you now,
but it's beautiful. Wama. Oh, first, no, she suit. I'm somebody. I say, do course, then be. Also, no, the two.
Yeah. Okay, we tie na.
Thank you.
Okay.
But how do you know? Oh, yeah, no style be.
Difference or more. You tie and your cravat.
Okay.
Cravat no the it is intuma. I will be born out their shirt. Their shirt.
Yes.
I don't need more collar ni so.
Okay.
Say the oh yeah way na. Into no difference.
Me we MC program be na. I was like, senior. Oh yeah, ni saying and then. Say no be palm trousers now. Even the shoes alone and everything. You say only my dear no, you know. It's why feel na palm near my way now.
You won't call for palm me sketch or no share for the finishing. Okay. To make sure say at any palm because in fashion school she was like the best of her class. Wow. About finishing she really understands that. Into your palm near man you won't call for palm me sketch it. Palm then she does the final work of scene and making sure so my family.
Are you featuring only clothing from 1957? Now you have
I feel we're quite in 1957 in Kahumbo. And that's the whole idea.
Okay.
So we are creating a platform where you say Osha Yapol, a fashion designer, no more New York. To see about Ghana.
Wow.
You know, Yapol is one of the biggest brands we have in Ghana right now. And model where you're a Ghanaian but you're based in the United States. You know, it's gone beyond Ghana. Yeah, Paul, I don't know about TV. This is a established fashion designer in New York or Ghana.
And this year, 1957, normal Bianca.
I think me year Atadiama a year Jerry Ajololo host no. Into or no and the red carpet host. Almost 1957 and it's idea back one year, so they say, you per se introduce and I involve the whole industry. Into Obi shot idea free, Christy Brown honum, Obi shot idea free, Diabase honum, into so show now. The whole industry is represented, me penisa. Wow. Into yet to say it's only around Debbie.
I never quite na emide e say mumfa African print.
Yeah, Debbie. Say a friend said
the
world has become a global village. Said the canon, Bibia. Yeshawa brochure, bia should be Ghana. Bibia show Ghana, bia should be brochure. Into you only infuse the African elements. What they say, say, African prints. Yeah, frafra. Yeah.
Okay. And so, and I don't know, I didn't share anymore.
Eba musicians are the very best. Mami ni a friend Queen Asabia. The last 50 years. Yes. Washe kente chen nipe bia me ni mo wiase. In actual fact, we fra kente chen ya hemfo bebre wo wiase. The legendary Asabia Kropa. Wamaya damia. Wamaya inti Asabia is coming in nene ajeman. Yeah. Wamaya damia inti Asabia yenwa edem amanzeba na si bibi brew so ye Ghana niya waton Ghana nyompa overseas bebre about European side now.
Yourself we na make an
yeah.
Yes.
And for the first time, you know, in say episode, you're a musician, but he's coming on the show as a fashion designer as well. He's outdooring a new clothing brand that you've been for the very first time. Our rhythms on the runway. In the episode, or be performing as the Niamani Koran. In the Niamani Koran, say no designers, no models, needing Niamani Koran on that episode. They're performing. After Camido and so was shown. So a brand TV, a friend of Michael Stacky. Or a gospel musician for Free America, and also about the journey and Kwabena na DK so the comedy kakra better.
Oh, musicians eba no. Nanka was say o pembre video mo ban sana so nanka aye o nyina interview. But another fascinating aspect of winning enough for me. Any sabi se bani say ya Ghana ne we ya na adwene say we di akoye say sabi predia samsremo e wiasefo no. So to get the gospel artist
it is so shame na see
we say gospel musician be
Joe Metal I perform your rhythms on the runway. Sisi Chuma perform your rhythms on the runway. MOG are performing on rhythms on the runway, and yet we are saying, Debbie. And that's what Debbie because I same way. I saw for only, I sorry for no one dressing more. I'm
telling you,
Sundays open fashion pan. Sundays
go to church.
Kojina, I sorry, now
the saw for no one more dress pan, one dress chain. Most Ghanaian men.
And so why that? So bad in time.
Totally disagree. You know, different.
Now, who's it first?
But me can't say me I saw it be organ Hanum. I saw it see pa. And I was surprised when we had a call from them. I saw it at a table with them on the runway.
Hey,
no, they are coming
to watch.
They are coming to watch. I saw it see pa organa. They bought as a church.
Wow.
Many taught table I just said, you know, and I realized what they want to do, and they said they want to bridge the gap between the church and the creative industry. And the table no motor, you know. And man say, oh, they are sorry, man, they're better now. They've been very selective. Handpick people from the creative space on person was our table. So.
Wow, you say, who call US in part of Europe? Me who say there's even fashion day be in church. But I say Hannah, I sorry no, what days are more fashion was sorry him. But I say Hannah,
sorry,
Ochina cry Dr. Ujaba yeah old school fashion. Yeah. Also don't wear anything. We are wearing this old hat you know.
From the 70s.
Why has our church members no go?
Yeah, culture day to rep your
exactly.
It's saying kakran. Yeah, but you say
because social entire in my Shisia, where will be because say, oh, sorry, dear, but Obi answer no be share attire, no share underwear.
Yes.
What you say? No share underwear. Abia way nightwear and I just say, oh, kwakoda. These are the things you wear.
I love the full body
exactly.
thing.
And then the difference they say, yeah, so you call with only as a slim models, we go with some,
plus
sizes.
Even with plus.
Yeah, plus.
Yeah, that's plus. My idea.
Yeah.
That is why the show is so big because
it is.
people from all walks of life can, relate to it. And
this is
wow.
So, but the rate is how much? The rate
200 Ghana cedis. Nema mentioned the last 3 years they are maintaining the same amount. Yes, the same amount in the last 3 years.
Okay.
200 Ghana cedis standard and I 400 Ghana cedis VIP. About table no they be and comfort turning in our fast until they are turning.
Wow.
Yeah.
Asa.
Go asa.
So that.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
KOD.
Yeah.
You have a bill.
I know.
Nemo mansa na ube free hakono. Abato mrimuni ewe aka nefa be ne ho na yekoto aba
16 days.
Nipa bebre ani so ne awoye ne ni je ho ukasa to asomu nti sabre se hawa fa wano di sembi magana for ne titiri mabunu yekọ election mu
em say nyina say Ghana member ye wade ba kope de nyina ye wo any Ghana de nyina ye wo any Ghana flag no ebi wo MPP flag ebi wo NDC flag ebi wo GCPP flag ebi wo different colors but what to say kente in actual fact man kan wan sem afi we ye dwumedie no team ni ye kente you choose kente because kente different colors, different strands, different patterns put together to become one beautiful cloth.
Yeah.
And that is who we are as a people. So free stream, so free asante, so free dangbe, so free fante, hohoi, anase potoi, adan, anase wa, yenina ye nipa ba.
That is the poet KOD at now.
Yenina ye nipa ba ko. And on election day, oko koto abawia utumi gina echire kakra because obeso hu de ekoso ho no so hia ba sai bia wo kwakunto kwa na bibia no de yempe se me hwese de ebi mutumi ye wo omuma nso a yakoto abawia by close of day ni abo results ni gina Ghana yesi ye na gateway to Africa yen try the rest of the world say de yetumi ye no so called advanced countries no yen so ye practice democracy ni bi kabi mami Kebi mami, and Kebi mami Kebi amembo. Until we've decided, say, Sakwen Yeko, the same route. Ina Yeko Kumasi and Ayeko Stream. We decide to Obefaha and Asa Obefaha. The most important thing is saying Ina we do the final destination. The final destination is say Obi Obeji Maibia so bebuno, ebe affecting Ina in a very positive way. And no one here.
Okay. Wow. Asempetia. Enti nasa mo kan me to masum say ye nyina ade ba ko ayewo Ghana any Ghana flag despite where you belong. Enti na seven.
Na ayewo where the seconds you digital word they say they ukoto ticket they see code.
In actual so all type it www.rhythms on the runway. Yeah, spelling it say there. Daniel THDA into rhythms on the DA runway. Okay. It takes you straight. They call platform. Take its platform so straight. Okay. And I face we near Hanoi into me on the day so Grand Arena next week Saturday at the gate in Suyewo. Tickets need be until wait me at our entrance. Okay.
Okay. So rhythm on the DA runway. Kente edition. Basso den ti mo amani je ho obi o ha nyom no kranti e na wo ko but wo kwa bebo wani akohoma e da KOD ase ano pe John yenwe yo ye twa en ho aba anti e wo ja for madam ma mo ntwa en kakra bi e twa en ho aba sisia
they decide when to invite you.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. And yet obligatory said because we're industry limited, you be there or Debbie. But then I also realized that one of the things I told Yola chairman Charterhouse, they said as the music industry evolve, we should involve some of the young people because I don't follow music like I did before. But I don't follow it like I did before. Time almost started some this trap and man neighbor so him funny
almost differently.
Yeah.
That's baby.
Yes, see, now you want to say, for some of us old school for no. You want to say, I say, Oko studio now Kabibi. Yeah. And it's and you're gonna go globally.
Yes.
Recorded like, I called you. Yeah. You saw me. I came here. We having fun. Yeah. We on your TV. Then you need. What you say?
Yes.
Meanwhile, back then, you better show me the beats, the mouth, that man, the mouth beats, no one go feature track much best. Versus no the bar. And ko yaba kacha dey had me say bibi asisa.
I don't tell me cassette see ni say bedroom baby no. Nyum na free. Mo so mudi sika shame.
I know. And see, that is the reason the last time I released any album was in 2008. Kotosa. Kotosa. That was my I don't know my retirement album. It's in APM. First of all, baby and young business in economy na me share that here.
Okay.
Say my studio, my recorded album. Yeah, singles. Yes. My recorded album, maybe about 12 songs. Only a P2 side, only Zappa, only Roro, only Morris, Babyface, I be like the best guys around because so per se album no quality, any diversity. Now we say what they call to social media, send call phone downloading it free, man. Hey, sister. Meanwhile, Canino, who we are, Ubenya call a free Big Ben, and then a year. And I say, you name it. On before cash, say, oh, yeah, who say, well, be before 20, Fabra, it's here we are, Yen Fambra, and a Sycamore, you can say, yeah, Malbe, 500,000 Ghana cedis. Near friend of front money, upfront money, the amount, and sign up on best started distribution, the crowd.
That's any more day years,
more there.
Wow. Okay.
And we sold units and because when you stream, it's a tongue. CDs back, 100,000 into second year based on individual sales. No?
Yeah.
As a scale, like the way I see
I think the musicians make more money from shows, not the sale of music.
Okay.
I mean, some people do from online, but you have to be at a certain level.
Okay.
Because between your hit song or Ghana, Obia the Sababy or Bekobiani, but just about in terms of Sika Pan, so when you're free, sell Mudia because we are not selling units like we did before.
Okay.
Yeah.
So say, let's talk fashion.
Okay.
Ready on the runway.